Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego the politico, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego die the politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Man of the masses, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego diary politico, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This man not the off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Aha, now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one. My ego, you go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My people make we loud, oh, yeah, yeah.
Hello there, brethren. So welcome to the Temple of Truth tonight. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. But remember, if you are tuning in, just share the broadcast, like it. You know what I mean? After reading the caption and then the description of the broadcast, that's just like the first routine before you fully delve into the full program. And if you have done that already, thank you. Thank you. So tonight, we are just going to have a catch-up, an update up to this moment on what has been happening in the political space and other areas of Nigeria. Call it the last 24 to 48 hours. So I have come with that similar package, all loaded. It's going to start from somewhere, then like one after the other. Okay. So we shall start with this controversial controversial 2026 Electoral Act amendment, which Tinubu has signed to law. He signed it into law under 24 hours. People are still debating why the Akpabiole gang in the House would actually add the proviso to this 2026 Electoral Act amendment. So why would you do that? That already just sent everybody back to 10 years, 15 years. Again, that's not progress. They didn't listen since they passed it, the eyes had it. So they took it to call yesterday to sign. And he and his office, which is the presidency, they did not use it's not mandatory. The expected 30 days max to review what the National Assembly asked, right? Before Kolu signed it straight, which means Kolu did not have any time to read what he was signing, but they took it to him anyway yesterday. Then Kolu started telling them that I was following this whole thing as well, as you were all doing and all that, right? So you've done well, because those who are pushing for the e-transmission of election results in Nigeria, right, they have their own sinister motives, because electronic transmission can have glitches. And with this manual plus this, it shall say some other like jargons in a way. So that's where we are going to start from this evening. The boring parts to the other interesting parts. So let's go on to that. Kolu.
It is time that we have confidence in our system. No matter how good a system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the people, and resources finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, we are not going to be talking to the computer, we are going to be talking to human beings who announce the final results. And when you look at the crux of various arguments, maybe Nigerians should question our broadband capability. How technically are we today? How technically will we be tomorrow to answer the call of at real time or not? And as long as you appear personally as a manual voter in any polling booth, but ballot paper is given to you manually, you decide in the corner and fingerprint, thumbprint the party of your choice, the party of vote, without hindrance and any interference. Ballots are subsequently counted manually, sorted and counted manually. It's just the arithmetic accuracy that is entered into policies from easy eating. It's still manual, essentially. And the transmission of that manual result is what we're looking at. And we need to avoid glitches, glad you did, interference, unnecessary hacking in this age of, computer inquisitiveness. Nigeria will be there. We will flourish. We will continue to nurture this democracy for the fulfillment of our dream for prosperity and stability of our country.
the boys have delivered, so there should be no further delay. So the opposition right now would either have to stage 10 million man march before this can be reversed, or they should just go and start planning based on these new rules and these rules set by Kolu and his gang. Either way, to them, everybody will have to play by the rules they have set, not that one you are demanding for. After that meeting, right?
Well, a lot of provisions in the amended act would definitely make Nigerians very happy. We did a very thorough job, very painstaking. We took cognizance of the peculiarities of the country. We did not allow too much outside interference, and we're very patriotic in our submissions. And at the end, we believe strongly that what the president has just assented into Act of Parliament will make for a better election in the future, and will also lead to prosperity, and will also lead to transparency of the electoral process. At the end, Nigerians will benefit a lot from future elections. Every vote will now count.
So how have you been able to reconcile the concerns of Nigerians that they raised before the...
Well, I think all Nigerians wanted was that in the IREF portal, which is a kind of viewing center of the outcome of most of the polling unit results, that they would like to see that transmitted electronically. We have included that in the amendment that has just been signed into Act of Parliament. But we also took cognizance of areas where there may not be any network, where there may not be communication capacities and availability. And we said, since the polling unit result comes in from EC8A, which is signed by the presiding officer, signed by the agents, and signed and in the presence of security agents, copies are given to all. Then we can use that as a primary source of collation at that unit. And then, of course, we transmit it, even if there is no network at that time. Once we step out of there, maybe towards the ward center or the local government center, it will drop into the IREF, and people will still be able to view. The implication of that is that if what is eventually collated at the next center is different from what is in the IREF, Nigerians will be able to compare whether the election result had been tampered with. And for us, that had always been the problem in the country, that once election result leaves a polling unit, it will be tampered with or mutilated. That has been eliminated today. So we are satisfied that we have met the aspiration of Nigerians. That the issue of real time also comes in. Once you transmit, even if there is no network at that time, once you go to where there is network, it will still drop. So eventually everything will still be shown. So we are happy and satisfied that we have been able to interpret the intentions and the yearnings of majority of Nigerians, not those who are politically motivated, not few people who make noise. Noise is different from lawmaking. And I always say, no matter what we did in the last 2 years, we went to retreat in Lagos, we went to retreat in Ibadan, everywhere. Those things were just mere consultations. The final outcome of what was amended happens in the plenaries of both chambers. And we felt in the last 1 month that we have done a lot. And even the Senate, for instance, we sacrificed even the holidays. The Mr. Speaker had to call back members who were on a bit of a break from plenaries, from budget sessions, to come back and undertake this all-important national assignment. That's why I said we are very satisfied that going forward, we are going to have more transparent election. This has never happened since 1960. We have never had electronic transmission of results in any of our laws. We never even recognized the IREF in the 2022 Act. All those things are now there. And at the end of the day, more powers are given to political parties, that they should decide who their candidates are. And above all, participatory democracy, more inclusiveness. Members of different political parties are now allowed to do direct primaries. That means you can choose the person you want. Delegate selection, of course, one person can write the list and then just submit. But this time around, the members who are in the political party will stand up and vote for their candidates and the candidates of their choices. That some people don't understand that it is not even good that in an election, you have 5 people contesting. One person scores out of 300,000 votes. One person scores 290,000. And then for one reason or the other, he's disqualified by the court. And then the person who scored 1,000, who is not popularly elected, will now be declared a winner. All those things are eliminated. We have now recommended that where such a case happens, then you should call for another election. And that also comes even with the governorship election, where somebody who scores the second highest vote may not meet the 2/3 of the spread of the requirements in local government and will be declared a winner. No, we don't want that kind of situation. We want something that will help Nigerians to truly, well, a lot of provisions in the amended act.
Akpabiole. Now you heard him, okay? And I bet some of you probably just heard that and waved it with just a wave of hand, right? But let me give you an idea what this new law, just a reminder, what this their new law entails. You remember that one of the worries of some of you, especially, I mean, some of you, the obedient in the ADC, some of your own worries or the height of your worries is that they will dollarize their primaries. This new law is no longer bill, it's law. Their new law they want to use now says there is no longer delegates. There's no delegates anymore. Direct primaries. Meaning if you are a card-carrying member of that party. So from all the 36 states in Nigeria and Abuja, they will have to conduct in your own local vicinity like you are doing election. People will stand in and say, this one is standing for Atiku, this one is standing for Obi, this one is standing for Amici, this one is standing for this and that, right? So they will now collate it from all the wards to local government, to states, and they can declare. So the thing there is that it simply means with the numbers that Obi parades, I think he will be able to give Atiku a run for his money. You get what I mean? Because this time around, while they are paying people, he won't pay a dime. You get what I mean? So that's what they have done in this law. There is no primaries. There is no consensus. Consensus is when these people will meet. They will say they are doing some important meetings. At that meeting, they've now concluded that Atiku is the one that they will go for. And if they disagree, let us go for primaries. They have removed that. So it simply means everybody will have to come and meet you directly. It is their new law now. However, when it comes to the electronic transmission of the results, that one itself, right, is kind of like a shady, dodgy. Because what the people who are advocating for e-transmission, electronic transmission of results, what they're advocating for is more or less like just two. The first one is they want that electronic transmission, mandatory electronic transmission to be included in the law. Because in 2023, it was not part of your law. And that was what gave Tinubu the leverage. So people pushing that it must be mandatory, which means there's no alternative electronic transmission of results. And this is not coming from just people making impossible demand. INEC practicalized their own election materials. And they came back and said they have what it takes to to transmit election results electronically all over Nigeria. But politicians and their supporters continue to speak for INEC, saying, no, they can't. There's no network. There's no this. So therefore, to avoid any form of constitutional crisis, where some places will have no network, and therefore their result will not be able to be announced, because by law, it must be transmitted electronically. So to avoid that, they have to include manually by adding a proviso that says where there is no network, they can manually collect it. But take a look, listen to this. The election ballots will be casted, it will be counted, and then the result will be entered into Form EC8A or something. That is the election results. form. So once they get the ECHA form and they put the results in, they will now use that machine, that Beavers machine. They will take the picture. Okay, there's a process on there, right? Take the picture, then upload it. So immediately they upload it, they don't have to do much because immediately they upload it, the Beavers is registered to that unit. Therefore, immediately it's uploaded, it will show up that this result, paper result, they took the picture, okay, is from so unit. So they can then collate all of that. Everybody can now start writing the number. Go to next one. What is the score? Go to next one. They'll collate and then declare the total. So my own, my own kind of like concern, can I use that? My own concern is that is not going to guarantee free and fair elections for those who have participated in elections in Nigeria. I'm not saying just those of you who have voted, I mean those who have participated in organizing elections, rigging elections as well, because that's what they do, right? You realize that there's so many things that happen before the result is written on that form. There are those who actually would have the form in this their election. They will have the form, they will have the papers, and they will be there using the same thing while the real voters are waiting at their polling units. A material will not arrive and the result will still be declared. They will tell you that a few fraction of issues here and there does not disqualify or invalidate the election, so it will still pass. I've seen that before. Electronic transmission of results. Anyway, it's pretty much like a combination of manual and electronic. That's what Akpabiole put out. For somebody who had worked with the same INEC, the guy who said he's saying goodbye to Nigeria, Mike Egene, his own reaction.
The greatest option that we have is the judiciary that must stand tall and mighty in defense of democracy and the rule of law. The 2022 Electoral Act, there are profound provisions that we put in there, or even unknown to politics. If you record that in one of our program, I used to tell people there are provisions I don't want to mention on the program.
Those ones, those not tell
now,
politicians. Let's not tell.
I say this because were it not for the judiciary, we would not be where we are today. This debate was because of judiciary. Transfer, transmit. Section 60, subsection 5, that said it must be done in accordance to the mode prescribed by INEC. Paragraph 38 of the regulation and guideline actually prescribe that mode. Let me say this here. How do we go forward? One of the things you might remember about the military, despite all the things that we fought military, it was the decision of the military that if election is, there was a decree that if election is bad, is rigged, it should not be the court that should confer victory on anybody, that should go back to the people to be sure of the will of the people. But what we have found in our country, historically, the judiciary had never been on the side of the electorate in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As we saw what happened in June 12th, and everything that has happened so far, judiciary had never been. And I say this here, democracy is a danger. When judiciary shows sign of weakness, collapse or irrelevance, the only reason why we fought the military, talking about importance of judiciary here, is because there was no parliament. The people have no say. Otherwise, there was an executive, there was judiciary. The only arm that was missing was parliament. And that was why we wanted democracy. How do you explain that a National Assembly that don't carry out public hearing across the geopolitical zone and the people spoke? Look at what has happened. The Falcon no longer listen to the Falconer. This is what Professor, one of your own, John Frisk, referred to as semiotic democracy. There's a gulf between what the people want and what had been given. So judiciary is the greatest challenge. My constituency, they have failed. With respect to that, I must say this because I have all the records. I have all the record of failures. when it comes to election, judiciary have not done well. In fact, the Nigerian people now see my constituency as a veritable, conspiracy against them, because they have never given effect to it. Look at what they have done with primary. Today, nobody should think about any primary in Nigeria, because Supreme Court struck down the practice direction that was issued in line with Section 29 of the Act.
Okay.
Today, no primary in Nigeria. So, the way forward is for the judiciary to stand tall and mighty in defense of due process, because what we are saying now is not what it.
So we are waiting for judiciary to stand up, to do blah, 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 blah. That means just forget it. You get that now? Like, this is what I said the other day when people were protesting. I said, if you come to think of it, right, they can see all the protests, all the demand, all the argument, and all of that against and support. They are seeing them. So the thing is that they don't give a damn, because they know very, very sure, right, that it is what they give to you that you are going to be talking about. It is not what you are demanding for. And that's what is going on right now. They've passed it. Despite the public uproar, they've passed it. They've signed it into law. So everybody is now talking about what is the way forward. Now, what are we going to do now? There is nothing you're going to do. You are going to subject, once you participate in that charade, you've subjected yourself to that rule. You can't go to the judiciary later and say, judiciary, now we observed these things back then, and we protested. Say, well, you have to wait till 2031 again, like a script. These guys were there screaming in their own chamber. But before I go to that, let me hear from Rufai.
But on this, you are correct. Now, let me hit you hard, President Tinubu. This is an aberration to democracy. A president signed a bill in less than 24 hours. Did he go through the Attorney General? Did they read it? What bill did they even sign? You see, these are the questions, and that's why I'm sorry, we have a good as dead opposition in this country. If we had an opposition that is striving, by this morning, they should be the one running around filing court cases. I think this opposition should go and even learn how to do opposition from the APC, because they don't look ready and organized for me. Who looked at the bill? Who vetted the bill? Did the president himself read the bill that he signed into law? Or they just rushed it for him? And that's why I knew this was going to happen. That's why I was daring you yesterday that if he does this, I will dance Kelewu. Have they gone through the prideful process? What did they harmonize? What is even in the bill as we speak today? What was signed? Because this is the same country, Ayo, that we've had discrepancies between what was signed and what was gazetted. Till today, the National Assembly, this same rubber stamp National Assembly, cannot account for the tax bill. They set up a committee since December. It's only if the committee will bring out their report tomorrow as regards the contradiction of what was gazetted or not gazetted. That's when we will know. The National Assembly is not serious. They are not serious. I don't consider them as serious. I don't consider them as representing the interests of people. They are rubber stamp. The National Assembly that sings on your mandate, we shall stand. I'm sure they were singing it to President Tinubu. On your mandate, we shall stand, Jagava. Is that on National Assembly? The last time we had National Assembly in recent times, probably maybe under Bukola Saraki. So we have not gone through all of that. Till today, are you sure INEC has even seen what the National Assembly passed? The INEC that is going to use the law. What we should focus on now is to look at the guidelines. What will account for the provisions around having no network? What will warrant an incident form? We don't know all of those things in the guidelines. President Tinubu is talking about glitch. He's talking about trust, talking about transparency in a law that does not account for the people, that does not respect the views of people, that they are calling noise. Isn't that hypocritical? We already know that they are going to be shenanigans in this 2027 election. He's talking about glitch that only happened in the presidential election that favored him, that INEC has not been able to talk about till today. It's not only in the presidential election the technical glitch happened. Did it happen in the Senate and but on the...
No, did not. Rufai, So that was Rufai giving his own closing remark on that subject, but there are more. Because reactions continue to follow. What's going to happen now? How are they going to do it? How are they going to? What is the opposition doing? Like, if you suggest to the opposition to go to court and challenge this law, trust me, you are either just being cheeky or you are naive. Because we are talking about Nigeria judiciary now. Judiciary. Abass. So that's going to be something like, forget it. You don't go to that same court and expect that Supreme Court to rule against Tinubu. No. That is how compromised they have openly shown to the ruling party. So anybody telling them to go to court to go and challenge which what? You shut down the country with your other Nigerians who believes that no, this is not going to work. This is not going to be free and fair. You can't even be more than, you can't be powerful, more powerful than us. In that sense, the people's power. But every day, every hour that passes, solidify what these guys have done. There's one of them on TV, in that same arrest studio, explaining to us, okay, why what people are asking for is completely impracticable in that Nigeria, where you can send money from every part of Nigeria, right? And you can receive it too, but yet they cannot make your election result electronically available for a reason.
Well, first of all, let's make it clear that the both houses presented the same bill on the floor of the houses, and it both read real time because it was a joint committee that worked on it. And law is never cast in stone. And if you reason why we have amendments maybe almost every 4 years now is because of new information, and because things are changing. We did our own consideration in December. The Senate did theirs in February. A lot of things happened between those few months.
Like what?
Yes, information that some people are trying to make real time now look like you are going to be viewing your results on the screen, and if they don't do it, then there will be crisis. Then, like responsible legislators, they have to do something. Then it's not about Senate versus reps. It's about doing the right thing. And when we saw what they did, when you go, we must go for harmonization when you have differences. And when we met together, and they gave us reason, and we saw it. We saw reasons, and that's why when you are going for harmonization, you must have equal numbers, so that in case both of you want to stand on your ground, then there will be stalemate. Right. You must be able to convince the other side. And by the time we went into discussions, we saw reasons. We saw the way people are protesting. They were not protesting in the interest of Nigeria. They are protesting for personal reasons. Some people know they knew.
Are you talking about the people in the National Assembly or people
yes, outside? Yes, they might be outside and they might be some are inside, some are outside.
What is the personal interest for civil society groups that campaign for better democracy, stronger, free and fair elections?
Look, I know, we know ourselves. Not every civil society can talk. Not all of them. Some of them are still looking for image. They want to create image for themselves. They're looking for funding.
That is
so look, let's be very objective. If you cannot come as civil society and ask questions and get answers and behave logically, then I won't consider. I know there are civil societies.
You see, in any with business, all those civil society groups, including with INEC, before that decision was taken.
I said we all did the same thing. We never saw any harm in the real time, and that's why I said laws are not cast in stone. Okay. So if you feel that something is wrong today, for example, we have to change the 300 days, the 360 days for notice to 300 days, because we felt there have been some agitation about election day falling on during the month of Ramadan.
You sound delay. I suppose that one. But yeah, that's the argument. Once he let you know that, if you don't give it to you now, we can do it another time, another 4 years. You get that now? So, but if you insist, that means you are saying that if we don't do what you want, then you are going to burn down the country. They will gaslight you. Yeah, that's their modus operandi. Trust me. But the opposition themselves are pretty much screaming at the top of their own lungs as well, claiming that whatever it's going to take, all the Tinubu's hanky-panky will not work, starting from that day in the National Assembly. Tambua.
Okay. We are statesmen in this country. Don't misrepresent us. Don't. Please. No proviso. What we are saying is that we are disagreeing with the proviso.
Those opposed to the proviso, can you now stand up and raise your hand? Count. I think there are only 3 or 4. Huh? Senator Victor, man.
I'll be glad. Indeed, I gladly accept your endorsement. I want to tell you, Oshu people, I love you so much. I say I love you so much. 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 I love you. 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 I'll be glad.
So yeah, I had to keep that in, but there's a story behind that. We'll get to it. Okay. So those who screamed like no to proviso are just minority. Since APC controls the majority in the Senate, in the reps, they will always have whatever they want, whatever Tinubu wants, he's going to get. And yeah, they will find a way to explain it directly to you. But Tambua and Co, they have an idea that if Tinubu has perfected things, he shouldn't be worried about electronic transmission in the first place. But if they think this is it, then they should be reminded that this year 2027 election can be rigged. I've heard Obi said that. Atiku have said that too. And I think Amechi sometimes said something like that. But this is the time I heard it from Tambua's mouth towards 2027. Listen to this.
Nobody is going to write any result this time around. Nobody. We are ready and prepared to go through an electoral process that must be free and fair. And any attempt to write any result will be resisted, lawfully and constitutionally. Yeah, that's why we're still where we are, beginning again, as some of our leaders used to say, begin again. And that's what we are doing in the coalition, trying to really work together as Nigerians and bring everybody on board that is concerned about the unity of this country, its progress and development. And then that's what I see coming out of what we are doing as a coalition and what we are doing as a new political order. Not completely new, because the people are not new, but trying to rebuild the confidences around all of us political leaders and the citizenry, so that the connection may remain between leadership and the rest members of the Nigerian society.
Nobody is going to write a result. We shall see. And there's another one too, Peter Ume, the one who is a close ally to Peter Obi and the Obedient Movement, I believe. Himself also added this with a daily trust.
If el-rufai decided to join APC now, the case will die. Just like that. The same thing goes to
We don't even want the election viewing portal to be a tallying portal. People talk about hacking. You can't hack our election because we are not doing real time.
You can't hack the election.
No.
Because the results are not online, or what are you saying?
The results are online, but the results are not being computed as in figures 32, 44. No, it is almost in a PDF format that you can't alter after it has been uploaded. You can't. That's why I think today the ones that are written in Obi Akpo and altered is still on the IRF. You can't change it because we are not the one hosting this thing. We are hosting it with Amazon. And one thing you know, that's why we do not believe glitches happen. We believe that this thing was deliberately done from the inside to undermine the election. And I see it as an overreach of those who manage our electoral system. It's because Amazon will always report anytime there's a downsize on their server. Because we are hosting this thing with somewhere. They will always have a report, a certificate for that glitch. We do not have a certificate for.
So you don't believe there is any need for Plan B when it comes to our election result management?
We have Plan A and Plan B. I told you here now. What our election is Plan A and Plan B.
No, I'm talking about in terms of transmitting the election result. So when you say compulsory, for instance, you're saying there is no way it could fail.
No. When you say mandatory, is that there's already a Plan A now, which is from ECA. So if it fails, you come back to Form ECA. We're just
isn't that what you have with the current act?
No. What they have in the current electoral act is that a non-system failure, they are expecting the system to fail. It is a law.
Which is a logical conclusion, isn't it?
I'm telling you, it's not logical. What we should have is that mandatory transmission, nothing else, nothing more. That mandatory transmission, because the beavers work both offline and online, is enough for us to secure our mandate and secure the mandate of the people.
What do you think is left now for Nigerians who are disappointed, dissatisfied with the entire process? I mean, surely the majority has had its way, the minority is having its say. What's left? I mean, if this is what we have to go with now, how do you see this whole thing playing out then?
I'm begging Nigerian citizens, don't be disengaged from the process. Don't give up. Democracy is a process. It's not a 190 war thing. You follow it until you defeat the system. You defeated the system in 2023. Clearly, the system was defeated. That's why you find out result in Lagos were clear. Since 1999, they were defeated in Lagos by Labour Party. They were defeated in Port Harcourt. They were defeated in Abuja. So the people can do it. What the people need to do is that, they have brazenly disrespected us. They have shown that our voice don't matter. Can we mobilize on election day and stop being indifferent to vote counting? We cast our vote and also secure that vote and make sure the vote count. The people are in the majority. I say it anytime. I was at the polling unit in my local government in 2023. The security agency couldn't do anything because we mobilized heavily and were there. Yes, they virtually rigged the election because we couldn't get in. But a statement was made. And because some of us did not know that those people will go that extreme. So today we know they will go extreme like what they did in 2023. So we should be prepared for the extreme measures of protecting our vote and defending it, like they said.
So it is now going to be how many people can, pay APC back in their own coin. How many of you are willing to stay when they are thugs, backed by the police or the army? Depends on which of them they send to your location, right? Once their thugs begin to shoot, how many people will be willing to shoot back? Because it can be that much before any result is written on any election result paper at all. There are so many things that will happen during the day. So then there's so many ways they also rig election. And it's right. In 2023, the system got shaken to to its foundation. They didn't expect what happened in 2023 to actually happen that way. And they said it then that it will never happen again. We'll never make such mistake again. Like they said it openly. Some of them. that whatever you saw in 2023 is a fluke. It will never happen again. They were sure of that. And they are working to make sure that it never, but yeah, it's not different from when they were bragging just before the 2023. So, but they still succeeded in rigging and declaring call. Now that they are in charge of all of these security apparatuses, do you have the number to stand up against their thoughts? I'm just saying, for those of you who want to participate in their charade, National Association of Nigerian Students, I got something from them. We'll come back to that. So, pretty much all of that is on their 2026 Electoral Act amendments. Let's go to the el-rufai story. Okay, I've got an announcement to make, but I just don't know when it's actually suitable for me to punch it in. But remind me before the end of the program that I have an announcement to make. This past a few days, el-rufai has been in the news, especially since the day he returned back from Cairo. He's dropped several bombshells, including wiretapping or listening to the calls of the National Security Advisor, as well as raising an alarm by asking questions from the same National Security Advisor's office of importation of some toxic, dangerous substance. So he's been invited by the EFCC and he's been released. They are yet to charge him for anything. The following day, on the same day, the DSS filed the charges against him: cybercrime, spying, illegal wiretapping, blah, blah, blah. So unusually, right, before DSS can take anybody to court, it is in their own statute that they needed to actually invite the person. They had to investigate the person. So then before you take them to court, he's not been invited by the DSS. So last night, it was reported that they arrested him in his Abuja home. Since then, he's been with them until this morning, when the news now said DSS handed him over to ICPC. And meanwhile, there is no record of his own issue with the ICPC yet. That means they are yet to tell all of us what is told again that ICPC is interested in. We understand why the DSS would want him anytime soon. I'm sorry, would want him in court. We do not know what or why the ICPC is holding him. But here is somebody who is from his own side speaking for him. el-rufai, the Kaduna little thing.
If el-rufai decided to join APC now, the case will die. Just like that. The same thing goes to Malami. Where is Malami now? Still in DSS detention.
But like I pointed out, Okowa joined the APC and that hasn't killed his case. Ngige is still in APC. He's still dealing with his own case.
Where are they?
Akpabiole is still dealing with his own case, isn't it?
But
so it's safe to say that that argument doesn't hold water.
But they are all at home enjoying themselves.
I mean, because of a court process that granted them bail, isn't it?
It was after the case that Okowa decided to join the APC. After the EFCC invited him.
And the case is still on.
It doesn't matter. But he's at home now flexing.
Are you guaranteeing that former Governor Okowa will be a free man, will be exonerated, and it's not because there is no case against him, but because he is a part of the APC?
Technically, as we speak, he is a free man because he's in APC now. The only reason why el-rufai and Malami are being targeted is because they're in ADC. If they choose to join the APC tomorrow, this case will go.
But to be fair, there is less than the people on the platform of the ADC or part of the coalition who are currently facing some kind of probe or legal cases tied to corruption or money laundering or whatever the case may be, are less than 1% of the people that make up the ADC. So it's not like everybody in ADC is under investigation.
Yeah, they have their targets. The master plan of bringing Tinubu to power was who? el-rufai. So now el-rufai is the main target. He knows how el-rufai play his politics, and he knows how many votes el-rufai helped him to get from the north. Nobody supported Tinubu better than el-rufai in the north. So now this is the fear. Somebody that have helped me win election is now against me. How can I slow him down? And then go back to Malemi, the same thing. So all these people, these are people that are all from the Northwest. The Northwest produce about almost 52 to 53% of Nigerian votes. That's why we have the massive votes that comes from Nigerian election, presidential election. So whatever they want to do, let them do. We are not afraid. And we are not lazy, and we are not tired, and we have to do the right thing this time around. So ADC, we are fully prepared. You know, people used to say then that INEC have to conduct a free and fair election. 2027 is not going to be like that. It is a must for INEC to run a free and fair election.
So they are promising Tinubu that whatever plan is got in 2027, Tinubu will be a one-term president. OTP. That's what they call it in that part of northern Nigeria. They are making him realize that if he's surrounding himself, which he's done, like he surrounded himself with all these Lagos men and all these Lagos city boys and all that, while those who did the groundwork, the real groundwork for him, especially in northern Nigeria, have been rubbished in that sense. Somebody like el-rufai, the Kaduna little finger. Meanwhile, the other people who are like the praise singers of Kolu from northern Nigeria are letting him know that it doesn't really have that kind of political relevance. So that's the el-rufai. They said el-rufai doesn't have any political relevance because even in Kaduna, ABC lost. Tinubu lost Kaduna. So what is his relevance? That Tinubu should ignore him and deal with him, possibly need to neutralize him. And that's the defense of those who are his own supporters. Sorry, that light. That's the defense of his own supporters. It is not really about what he's done. And that's what you always get as well, about Nigeria, corruption, and the corrupt public officials. The Nigeria's whataboutism. What about that one? What about this one? When indeed, more than 98% of your public officials in Nigeria should actually be serving jail time or waiting for the hangman's news, like ordinarily. So what about that one? Or it's because it's not with them. I say, okay, fine. They are targeting it because it's not with them. Okay, fine. What about what he stole? How much did he steal? What about other people that stole as well? So what about that too? So it is like a Nigerian thing. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Let's do a throwback when the going was good. That chatter mouse talking about Tinubu said team sheep. It's a throwback.
This is democracy, and we have half an hour for some proper conversation now, including some questions both from inside the hall here, but we have many thousands of people watching us on live stream. So welcome if you're on Zoom and on Facebook Live. And Mr. Tinubu are going to take questions in threes, so please just, we'll keep track of them, but so we get reasonable number of questions in. So the lady just there, please, yes, yeah, madam, please go ahead. Second question.
Right, can I sit or stand?
Stand up, then people can see you, please.
Right, good afternoon all. Your Excellency, wonderful. The question I wanted to ask, you have touched on briefly. My name, first of all, is Baroness Tinubu Davis Kensington. I'm a Nigerian. You've touched on security, very important issue in Nigeria. But you've not told us how you're going to manage this. We'd like you to tell us how you will manage security in Nigeria. And second part of my question, there's loads of kidnapping of women and girls in Nigeria, rape of our young children in Nigeria. Can you tell us, Your Excellency, how this will be managed? Thank you.
Thank you very much for being very precise. Mr. Tinubu, we had many questions coming in live stream about how you're going to combat terrorism and violence against women, including from Bolupi Omosori. If you would like to answer the questions, Mr. Tinubu. Please, if we can keep quiet for one conversation here. Thank you. Go ahead.
Let me once demonstrate here. One of those philosophers and one of the doctrine that I believe firmly in is teamship. Unbreakable team. To demonstrate that, I will choose the first question, assign it to Dele Alake.
Okay.
And the second question, assigned to Nasir el-rufai. And third question, assigned to Ben Ayade.
All right, so can we have microphone coming in the front? El-rufai, please, go ahead.
Your Excellencies, my friend, Mr. Alex Vines, ladies and gentlemen. Security has been a big issue in Nigeria in the last few years, and that has affected not only rural economies, but agricultural production, commerce, and everything else. The Bola Tinubu administration will address these challenges, or whatever remains of it, after the efforts of this administration in at least 3 ways. First, policing. Nigeria has about 300,000 policemen for a population of over 200 million. We need at least twice that number. That will be achieved by amending the constitution so that policing can be at federal, state, and even at community level. With increased security footprint, there will be less and less of criminal activity. The second step is to look at our armed forces and security architecture. Nigerian armed forces are not more than 200,000 in size. The Army, Navy, the Air Force. While some countries are even looking at a space military, we are struggling with just less than 200,000 members of the armed forces for a country with a population of 200 million plus. The numbers, the equipment, the skills, and the training of the armed forces will be scaled up, will be increased rapidly to meet the asymmetric nature of the security challenges that we face. Because today, the armed forces are not fighting with other countries, they are fighting with non-state actors, and the doctrine, the training, the numbers must change. And the Bola Tinubu administration already has a blueprint which is embedded in our action plan to address this. We'll scale up the numbers of the armed forces, we'll ramp up not only the numbers, but the training and equipment. In Nigeria, in 1967, the total size of the Nigerian army was only 10,000. Because of the civil war, within a year, we ramped it up to 250,000. So it can be done. And
we will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
So that was nearly 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, or should I say nearly 3.5 years ago. Chatham House in London, when el-rufai had to bail Kalu out. But guess what? There's a community in Kebbi. There's a community called Tunga, my Hibi. It is in Kebbi State, where the people after the attacks by these Boko Haram being a Fulani terrorists, the survivors were mulling themselves together to leave another ghost town on record. It's in Kebbi State. This will be the fourth one in a week.
To ɗum muistana ko zana fuɗa ko yanka dan shi bisa ga wahala na so so
babu na ta kunya asirin nan mu shaka kamba kashi da ba gudu da kace babu mu ta kotono asirin ga guru ta ka ce kashi le babu na ta ku follow mu sai ke ni banka to shi ke na banka to ka shi ke na ta kunya duka sai zakin da babu ku to shi ke banka to Zama kamba ga guru ka tuwo gwamnati da baka yaka suna na sai su ko su rika haba o kashi ne da ba gudu gwamnati bankatu Zana kambul katu, babu na takuwa, baba, soba.
To wani meshme ne mai kutuko gwamnati idashi ubanka tu koko de na hannun yastu. To yayi kula ku gwamnaka, yayi kula ku ni. Ya? Ba goda yemun shi ubanka de koko de. To, shugaban kastana uzuwa kuke ko dai faɗi bini. To, yayi kula ku shugaban kaska. To, yidi ya ku shigo ɓanka su. To, tun wandili nan fi gitangi.
Bana shekara biyu.
To.
Muna cikin daji.
Aya ya ɗaya ana tsakani aya ya ɗaya daga lale kutu ana aya ya ɗaya umanan fi afa ma a kutura saka kamba. Ana aya toli. To. To yayi. To, gogona tunda itu kai mashina hanai gogona ka dan shi kanan fa ba ma Najeriya kawai ba a sakanan fa a kubanu ita kubani dika na bunde ba ta kudan Najeriya ba harin bago in shugaban kasa da kuma shi wanga Donald Trump to yi ya shigo ya katu tunda Najeriya kuɗi ine tu goyon baya shugaban America zuwa kuke koko deni ne. To ya yi kula kuni shugaban kasa America ba ya yi kula kuni. Donald Trump ko? Ubanka tu iya datu zuwa kiye? To, gogona sakanan fa bautekun Najeriya da ku shangu ba har Donald Trump sau fa na sakanan fa. Domin buna ma ku tura sakanan fa ita ku fuɗa ku vadal kwa su gana, ita ku fuɗa ku vadal kwa su nufawa, ita ku fuɗa ku vadal kwa su turanci. Saboda haka me ta ku turka a zana la'imu. iltakpa vadal pa nkelensu ka bela viyoku adamana asakanampa abana asakanampa bana shugaban kasva America zane su dake Donald Trump so kashile ka bankasu ngodita
Shugaba Kansa Donald Trump, America, Donald Trump, right? So that's them calling on the US president to come and help them. Because if you have to take a look at the communities they are running from, I'll show you one. It's mostly like this. These are the places they are running away from. So they said these ones are running from the group led by, it's called the Jazz group, led by one terrorist called Sadiku. Want to see what their community looks like after attacks? The recent one.
These are the places they want. This is a motorbike, this is a bike, and this is a shop. You can see there is a generator here. There's a generator center. See, this is a whole shop. One down. This is a shop. These are the clothes the deceased were wearing before the mysterious incident happened, before they got killed. This is their clothes.
And that is the level of carnage, destruction that the terrorists always leave behind. This is just after, tens of people, even hundreds of people have been slaughtered without any security response. I have you ever heard where, let's say, terrorists were attacking a community in Benue and the military arrived? So these terrorists are now shooting at the military, they are fighting the military. In the process, some of these terrorists are killed. Have you ever heard any news like that? Never. They will tell the people they are coming. They will start kind of like a grouping in the nearest bush. That people will know that there is this strange movement in this forest here before they attack all these communities. People will even know that they will start notifying the security agents, governments, calling on them here and there. Nobody. When the day of the attack comes, they will spend hours slaughtering people, burning their properties, burning their homes and the rest of that for hours with no single response. And you may wonder and say, all these communities that these guys are killing people, does that mean that not a single person had the phone to call out emergency number that could get the police to be alerted, the military? So far they knew that these areas have been very much volatile in any way, right? If those people just wait, get killed, some escaped into the bush, and that's it. No SOS message comes from these places, ever. Like they don't have family members, relatives, that they will call in the middle of the night when they have been attacked. I have had videos recorded phone calls of victims who were under attacks of these Fulani terrorists, these swap terrorists, calling their loved ones, telling them they are under attacks right now. They're under attack until the phone went dead. But it is our reality now. That's what they want us to believe. It is our reality. Nothing functions normally in a lawless society, no matter how much you try. You can't fake it. No, you can't. It is Nigeria, the giant of Africa, that is unable to protect our own infrastructures. Oil is their supposed mainstay source of foreign currency, or what they call that, foreign exchange. And yet, the giant of Africa can't protect our own waterways, our own pipelines. So they awarded it to a retired militant leader, Tompolo. He's stupendously rich right now. 48 billion naira a year contract to protect Nigeria pipelines. It doesn't even have to protect anything, because the urban craze is still going on very much. Here is somebody who is now calling out the same Tompolo after saying this.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Niger Delta. Good morning, River State. Good morning, Calabar. Yes, this message is for my ice chief Tempolo. Okay, he said more not to fire again. Now look at them. See them. They go load crude oil. Show them the river. Show them the badge. They go load. There are some they are illegal and there are some legal. They go load. But then they do the fire now. Today now who they for us they suffer. Say Tantita. See our boys and then they suffer the picky sound. We suffer our own thing, resource control. We stand for resource control. Today now we need to control our resources again. Now security will be. We stand for another republic. Today now we are nobody. Everybody take contract, they enter us. This one will take contract, enter us. This one will take contract, enter us. Our course. We don't throw one, we don't forget them. No now. People, you do your work, we could do our work. Nobody be pipeline surveillance. Do your work, make we could do our work. So that our resource control will continue. And then our Niger Delta Republic will still go forward. Thank you, my brother. Good morning.
Anyway, that's what happened. They all watch all these foreign vessels, okay, sail through their water, take their crude oil for days, load all these heavy, massive vessels, and they watch them sail so safely out of Nigeria water into international water. That happens every day. Crude oil stealing in Nigeria. You and I can steal crude oil. Niger Deltans can steal crude oil because it takes massive, a lot of resources to be able to go and steal crude oil from a country. Do you get what I mean? So it is them. And that is why they can pretend to be protecting the resources while what they are protecting is just the interest of themselves and their partners, not that of Nigeria. You know? It is what it is. Let's leave that a bit and stop by at their National Assembly committee hearing, where something actually shook the lawmakers themselves when the supposed director of an agency in the Ministry of Agriculture, their job is to help Nigerian farmers, educate them, and other stuff they shall do, very crucial to Nigeria's food supply, food production and supply. Then their director, who was there to defend their budget, was telling everybody, all the lawmakers seated, he told them that since Kolu became the president of Nigeria, they have not been paid a dime. Kind of a shocker to some of them, like other things that people heard in the course of the budget defense, where, like an example, that of the Ministry of Defense, that they budgeted over 288 billion naira in 2025 budget, but only 36 million naira was actually released. And that's the defense of Tinubu's media people. Yeah, Tinubu's media sellers, they said Nigerian healthcare is not funded by government alone. There are donors, there are this, there are that, So the 36 million is just, are you mad? 36 million naira released as capital project. To do what? Out of 288 billion. They're defending it. Right? But sorry, give me one sec. Listen to the man himself. Dropping the bombshell.
We were just living by the grace of Allah. We nothing. So many people divorced their wives. Off your mind. Off your mind. No couple.
So they are just working free.
No. People are, with expectations. Keep expecting. Then different prayer.
So, Prof, how have you been feeding?
Different prayer groups sprang up.
How have you been feeding with your workers?
How we've been feeding?
Yes.
Families, extended families have been assisting them. But Almighty God. The point I'm trying to make here, like you have said, 2024, you don't have budget, but you are still existing. And you exist from what you are able to generate from the farmers, like you have earlier mentioned, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, how do you exist in that time? Because if you don't have budget and you don't generate anything, how do you pay salary? How do you do anything? That's what I'm saying.
My chairman, sir, thank you for giving me all these updates. For 2024, we did not receive any allocation, was zero. Same thing for 2025. But based on the submission that we do registration for farmers, most of our activities centered on educating farmers, telling them, going to the field to tell them what needs to be done. So we don't generate any fund. Even while we also carry out soil testing, well, it's just to give them recommendations on how best to make use of the soil, and also to apply fertilizer.
And they don't pay.
Free. We don't do registration for farmers. We are not profit-making organization. We are not no salary.
That's what I want to. I mentioned it. I mentioned to the chairman. We were not surviving.
Honorable colleagues, just have a little patience.
No, nothing.
Bro, we went for the hospital. By the grace of God and the hospital, with the caliber of people you have seen here and doctors you have seen here, definitely we will overcome the sickness. What we just want to understand, I want you to listen to me carefully.
Yes.
What we want to understand, that's why everybody you see here that are trying to raise his hand, we want to understand something. My co-chairman, my distinguished chairman ask you a question, whether do you have any development partners that are assisting you? You say no. I think that's what you have said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You don't have any bank agreement or with any other association that is assisting your agency?
No.
The only thing
we're developing. Where?
Okay. So when you go to your submission for 2026, you say the internally generated revenue profile of 2025 projection for 2026 fiscal year, 3,600,000. You understand? You say it's just a projection. So you didn't project anything in 2024, in 2025, whereby you don't have budget. You understand? Yes. But you are now projecting 2026, you will generate 3,600,000. Meanwhile, your agency is not a revenue generating.
Things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
I mean, it's not funny, right? The first part is that they are established agency of federal government and under the Ministry of Agriculture. Their job is to teach the farmers how to make the best use of the soil, chemicals and stuff like that, including seedlings. They are just to advise. Now they have no budget. They are working as federal government staff, but they are not being paid. Not paid in 2024, not paid in 2025. They have a chance to probably get paid in 2026. They now said, as government agency, like, what do you really do? Oh, we teach farmers how to use the soil. Like, how do you pay salary of your workers? No, we generate money. How much? Because you write it here that you are planning to generate 3.6 million in 2026. So the point is that these criminal politicians who create bogus agencies, ministries, and the rest of that, just a job for the boys. Then they won't have any plan to pay them, obviously. They will turn them to revenue generating agency. They set up these people to help farmers. Now, somehow, the farmers are going to be made to pay them for what the government said is important. So they established an agency for it, but they've got no money to pay them. Yeah? Just like when government didn't create jobs for you, and suddenly they want to take it away from you because you're already causing, you are becoming a menace, or you're causing nuisance, like in Lagos, where Korope drivers were protesting.
From this Korope walk, it's not easy. More than 10 people, when the meter will hit, the wire will hit. They can win from this Korope walk. They should not ban us.
How many children do you have? How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
Madam, what about you? Driver.
I have 4 children.
She too, she has 4 children. You know, if you take the job away from her, she's saying, what will she be doing? You know, they should allow her work. As a woman crying out, Lagos State Sanwo-Olu should come to their rescue and go to negotiation table with them. They should negotiate with them and help them instead of sending them out of the route. What is the bill they are bringing?
For them saying they want to ban Korope or ban Tipo, I don't think that is an appropriate idea for government.
They want to ban Korope because they want their bosses, only the government bosses to.
If they say they will give you for 8 million naira, how much is Korope? Okay. Actually, if individual wants to go and buy Korope, he should buy it and even give us if individual will give you Korope for 5 million naira, then what are you telling me? A government, which a government of the people, is giving Korope for 8 million naira for citizens.
They should allow everybody to work. Yeah, government bosses, private bosses, all work with them, and they should work with you guys the way it can be comfortable for you.
I don't want to use the name. I don't want to use that word useless. I don't want to use that word useless. But at this point in time, Nigerians are fighting for themselves, so they should let Nigerians to express their rights. Don't come and put someone in bondage, because this I call it modern slavery. They are going through modern slavery and it's bad.
So these are people protesting because they banned their bosses, they banned Korope bosses from moving, and they are not happy. They are calling on governments to do something about it, since that is their only job provided for them. They don't have any other way they can go and do work to get money and feed their family. So we believe that the government will attend to them.
Rice. You complain about unemployment, rice. Yes. You complain about the fact that, oh, we are hungry, rice. You say we want to protest, rice. You say, oh, you don't have medical facilities, rice. You say you don't have good schools and good teachers, rice. You say minimum wage, rice. It's rice. Can't solve all the problem. Rice.
So the hell that the politicians have created for Nigerians is in different category. Children are not even spared too. They say catch them young. The effort of Nigerian politicians to impoverish us actually started from the cradle. And unfortunately, millions of us are going to suffer it even to our graves. Only a few of us, the outliers, that could say, yeah, I mean, we thank God we are better off, while millions are languishing. These criminals are so cold-hearted enough that, Baba, you can tell that, man, they know they spare children. The Shege, they don't spare children. This one is in the heart of the state capital of Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom, Uyo, Anambra, Oka, Auchi, but you know that kind of state and capital stuff, right? This is what they have subjected children to. while they are acquiring education. Tell me the kind of education they're going to get from here. The state capital of Akwa Ibom State.
We are here in primary school in the Old School Road, here in Uyo. Look at what the children are passing through. This is the chalkboard. The children in school. Look at them here. And our governor is busy telling us that he wants to go and build housing in Abuja estate. But here in the state we have less privilege, that he would have looked into it and see how to help these people out. Look at the children here in school. Look at them. Look at what is happening. This is Akwa Ibom State. The state. Anybody that is going to send this video should send it to mine or directly. Let him come down here and help these children. These are our future generations being suffering. They are all suffering because of teachers. Teachers, look at a teacher here. Look at teacher here. No table, nothing. Look at the ceiling. Look at the whole place, how it is. It's a shame. A shame to a state.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so.
This is so unfair. Children are not spared. That's the way you have to see these people very much like clearly. Even if they can act and put up different characters all the time, but if you want to know how evil they are, just take a look at how the children are being treated in that system. Yeah, the children they call the less privileged children. A system that is meant to actually take care of them is punishing them for a sin. They have no idea. So when those children now grows up, what do you think they will turn out to be like? I'll tell you. I'll show you. Their senior brothers who are presently occupying the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, in Abuja. They are just the appendage of any political party that is ready to pay them. Abuja is conducting a local government election this Saturday. Okay. And it seems to be like the test of what is still to happen in your 2027. So it seemed, right? So yesterday, the National Association of Nigerian Students released a statement and they said they were boycotting the election. The blah, the blah, the blah. And then today, they changed that. No, we're no longer boycotting the elections. Right now, we are asking everybody in Abuja to go and vote for APC. Children with them raised inside the Uyo's school. Many of those such schools scattered all over Nigeria. If they escape the phase 1, phase 2, they will get groomed enough to become these characters.
The National Association of Nigerian Students, JCC FCT chapter, wishes to officially announce that in the spirit of unity, responsibility, and democratic advancement, we are suspending the proposal boycott earlier declared. But because of the swift intervention of our FCT leader, distinguished Senator Philip Tanimu Aduda, through the workaholic President General of the Abuja Resident Youth Association, Comrade El-Haj Akoshile Mukhtar, a lot of intervention came in through our FCT leader, distinguished Senator Philip Aduda, and in respect to all the achievements of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the workaholic minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Yesom Wike, the NANS FCT decided to draw the curtain and halt the proposed boycott that was declared earlier, just because of the respect we have for our leader, distinguished Senator Philip Tenemo Aduda, who are going to be the leader of FCT. And the respect and commitment we show to Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all of us will agree with me that we have never gotten it right in this country like now. Mr. President has a lot of achievements that have direct effects on Nigerian students, ranging from the NEL Fund, the most important one, the uninterrupted academic calendar. Mr. President promised that 4 years course will be 4 years course. And I can tell you that since 2023 till now, we have not had anything like ASU strike. So if not because of anything, because of that respect to Mr. President, Nigerian students must follow suit and join the 21st of February area council election. And at the same time, I want to tell you categorically that Nigerian students will come out in mass to vote and appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by voting the All Progressive Congress from top to bottom. From top to bottom.
Nuisance, Lele.
Future leaders. When you see the children in Nigeria, they will tell you that they are our leaders of tomorrow. When you look at the students, you have the idea of the tomorrow they are talking about. I mean, when you look at those ones, if those ones become your leaders tomorrow, you should have an idea of a tomorrow you are going to have, yeah? So with the Wike and his gang are really moving in Abuja to make sure that they declared APC winner of all the area council elections in Abuja this Saturday. So the one that was pretending to be a PDP candidate, the former senator, who is with the weakest friend, Aduda, has now been acknowledged to have talked to him to step down for the APC candidate, because the permutation is that everything is going to be APC. Now, look at this one. He is meant to be the PDP candidate in one of the area councils.
My name is Honorable Zadna Danteli, the chairmanship candidate of the People Democratic Party (PDP) in Abuja Municipal Area Council for FCT Area Council election coming up on the 21st February 2026. And by the grace of God, I am, just as I've said, I am the candidate of the upcoming election in the People's Democratic Party, but I want to sincerely appreciate everyone who supported us around. And by the grace of God, we are doing it not because of our personal interest. And I'm standing to tell my people in Abuja Municipal Area Council that as a candidate who was standing for this election, have today agreed, based on the intervention of the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Yeso Wike, as a man, as our leader in the party and the leader in FCT. He have also called my attention to let us know that this is an election that is the election that we are in, we are not for war. And this is a brotherhood election. And including my stakeholders, I've consulted widely. And by the grace of God, we have agreed that this election, we are no longer going to contest with our brother, Honorable Christopher Zaka Mekalangu. And I so do so. By doing so, I also submitted my letter today to the Independent Electoral Commission. By the grace of God, this is the letter, and we are not standing any longer for this election. Thank you very much. And by the grace of God, I am calling across all the 12 political wards in Abuja Municipal Area Council to come out en masse, and support the candidate of Honorable Christopher Zaka Mekalangu, who is standing for this election in the APC. Coming 21st Saturday, 2026. Doing this.
Sorry about that. So yeah, that is to show that Wike is working, because Wike promised Aduda that he will return him back to the Senate in 2027. It was the obedient waves that swept him off. This is the guy that has been the senator representing Abuja since 1999. 24 years. He was defeated by somebody you can call a green on. Yeah, Ireti Kingibe, courtesy of the obedient waves. So with Wike, there will never be anything obedient wave in Abuja anymore, ever. And Obi, Atiku, Amechi, all of them have been on the street in the last 2 weeks, especially Obi, talking to the Abuja people that they should give their vote, the area council vote to ADC. Yesterday, they were with the Hausa community in Abuja, where Atiku and Obi addressed them. First, Atiku.
Don haka, a madadin shugabannin jam'iyyar ADC da muka zo nan wurin, muna roƙonku ku fito, mun san ana azumi. Ai yanzu ma ana azumi muka fito muka zo nan. Ku fito, ku yi zaɓe, ku zaɓi ADC, sannan kuma ku kare ƙuri'an, ku tabbatar da ƙuri'an da kuka jefa ita aka kirga kuma ita aka saka kan takarda. Kar ku bar wurin sai kun yi waɗannan abubuwan. Yanayin ƙasanmu waɗanda suka yi jawabi a baya sun bayyana akwai rashin zaman lafiya, akwai talauci, akwai rashin aiki musamman wajen matasanmu da sauransu. Tun da gwamnatin APC ta shiga har yanzu muna cikin bala'i ne na rayuwa. Don haka tilas mu tashi mu tabbatar da mun kwato kanmu daga wannan bala'in.
And then Peter Obi, who also addressed them. And you know that one, because Atiku was telling them about how APC had failed. You know, the young ones have no job, the economy is in turmoil, the insecurity and the rest of that. They should never be allowed to keep power or win any election again. And Obi, that one had to speak in English. And he actually started with Ramadan Karim or something like that. Meanwhile, so Ramadan Karim, I know Ramadan started yesterday. I was going to come to that. I should have started with that, yeah? Anyway, Peter Obi with the Hausa community in that same Abuja yesterday.
Back at the Ramadan. My own is a very simple one. We're here to talk about the future of our country. All of you know what is happening to our country today. That's why we're campaigning that you vote out this government. Because they've destroyed and are destroyed our country, Nigeria. Today we have insecurity across Nigeria. We have hunger across Nigeria. We have suffering across Nigeria. The only thing that is working in Nigeria today is bad news. Every morning you wake up is bad news. We're urging you to vote for a change and bring a new Nigeria where our children will be in school, our hospitals will work. Today, if you're sick in Nigeria, if you're a Muslim, you're praying to Almighty Allah. If you're a Christian, you're doing the same thing. Because we are now in a country where our president spends 360 billion to buy and refit his plane and spend 36 million in capital votes for Ministry of Health. 0.0116% of the budget, that's what he spent. So, to attend to Israel, to attend everybody, there's nothing working. That money they're giving you is why there's no school. That money they're giving is why there's no hospital. That money they're giving is why there's no road. That money they're giving you is money. What we are desiring now is a Nigeria where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody. That is what we are desiring. So we are begging you, please,
vote for ADC. It's a new party that is going to change the country. Stay there until your vote is counted. Even if they say there's no transmission, let's stay there until they transmit it. Yes. Or like I said, we make sure the person who didn't transmit is transmitted by handing him over to the law. It's all part of transmission. Exactly. Since they cannot transmit our votes, we hold him. I know that it's not the transmission. Yes. So don't go away until your vote is counted and they transmit it. Yes. It's very, very important. Thank you for the opportunity.
That's Obi's address. And it's been everywhere. It's been all over the place today as well. And I am going to possibly monitor how that plays out on Saturday. So we will be rounding up soon. But like I said, there is this passive announcement I have to make. And this is because I do not want probably to be, to be given a wrong impression, especially to those of you who have been around Mayegun for a very long time. There are some of you who have become partly family, right? That every now and then you have to check on me, check on the family, how is the family doing, how is the kids and all of that stuff. So that's why you have to know this. And after saying this, I'll probably have you to please, let us talk about it anymore. Okay. So the thing is that myself and Agbeke, we are no longer together. Okay. Just in case, if for any reason, some of you stumble on something that probably makes you look at, this is strange. So in the last few months, we have decided to go our separate ways while we keep taking care of the case in that sense, okay? So when people ask me, how is Agbeke, I just say, well, she's fine. I'll probably still be saying that to you, right? But right now, he is no longer Agbeke, Ayamayegun. That's that. So let us continue. So the next part of this gist is going to be similar, political. I think it was 2 days ago that I told you about one APC leader. I actually shared it with you. There's an APC leader who got beaten in Akure by the thugs loyal to the state governor, and he was there telling him that it's pretty much going to ride. That's not the only thing. So they are currently, I think, they are doing their party congresses or something at the local level in that sense, right? Where delegates also have been elected or something. And recently, you know that they have had new guys who have joined their APC from the other party. So this is in Delta. So in Delta State, they are now claiming that those who just joined them, the PDP guys, that they are, they are trying to hijack their party. So it led to a proper fisticuff. Let me show you that. In Delta.
The AJ Shema, remove the AJ secretary, woman leader, youth leader. They remove virtually all the SOs, all the ward chairman, ward secretary, ward everybody. They changed them with PDP that came to APC. And as a matter of fact, PDP still exists in Okpe. So they still have their people intact. So the fraction of them that entered APC because they have money, they have power, they want to oppress us and take our positions away. And even when we were alone, we were fighting them to stand still. The results are there. The results are all over the internet. The governor is from here. In the last election, he scored 14,000. While we APC, we scored 8,900 some fractions. So the margin isn't that bad and all that for a governor who contested in his own local government. But yet, the people you came to me, you say they are not existing. But the result of the last election showed you want to remove it. We say no to it. So we want to use this medium to appeal to the national chairman of the party, the national working committee of the party, to look properly into Okpe local government, what is happening in Okpe local government. We say no to this injustice. We say no to this political maladjustment. We say no to this political slavery. We say no to this political wickedness that wants to be perpetrated by the PDP that has come to join us. All what we are saying, just like what our leader, His Excellency Bola.
Again, somebody once said, including myself, somebody once said that the most lucrative job in Nigeria is politics. That's why you're going to see a lot of able-bodied men and women, right, dissipating their energy, fighting for the crumbs that falls from the table of these politicians and all of that in the name of political party, this and that. You never really, you know, because it is the only real, kind of like a real job that has employed them in mass. The one that you can keep a lot of them with, you know, peanuts. They'll still get things done for you. Right. My time is rounding up, and somehow I kind of like, I'm feeling cold. So I've put on my, what do you call it? I've put on my eating. So hopefully it comes up early enough than warm me up. So, well, let's go to Abia. Alex Sotti is said to be doing his own birthday. The wife of the guy who has publicly declared that his one mission is to help remove him as the governor of the state in 2027. Ben Kalu, his wife, was there. So was Pastor Ruga, the Kenneth Shatabandu, right? First, Ben Kalu's wife, right? Congratulating Alex Sotti on his birthday. Then we're going to see Pastor Ruga after that.
The 14th Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, Your Excellency, Her Excellency, the wife of the Governor of Abia State, and all members of the Executive, Legislature, press, and all distinguished guests. Good afternoon. I just want to say a few words of recognition of Your Excellency on your 61st birthday. I want to say a very big thank you for transforming our dear state, God's own state. And indeed, you have made us recognize that God is indeed in his own state. And on your 61st birthday, we say please do not stop. On your 61st birthday, I want to appreciate your style of leadership. I want to appreciate your excellence in governance. And we pray that the Lord will continue to bless you with good health, with great innovative ideas, and continue to enlarge your post. Happy birthday, Your Excellency.
That's Ben Kalu's wife. Then Pastor Ruga, he was there too. You've not seen him in a while, right? I have. You too.
Welcome back, His Excellency, our dear Governor.
I'm very well, thank you.
While we're spending all right, a very beautiful good evening. I'm Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
I must say that I'm extremely proud of the work that you have done as governor so far. You have lived up to the expectations that you promised us, and I'm not talking about the people, but about you. And you promised us, your friends. And I must say that I'm especially pleased to be associated with the success that I've seen, even in the very short time that I've been here.
Okay, thank you very much.
And a supersonic S. Congratulations. Can we do a happy birthday song? Happy birthday.
I know that. That's why I thought I should leave that announcement till towards the end of the broadcast. Okay, it was a big one to say. I just tried to do my best to make sure that, because there are people who are really very much attached to myself and my family, like from far. You get that now? So, and I've seen love in its raw form being given to me by people that I know from nowhere. You. So somehow it won't make any sense if somehow you are reading about that in a blog. So for 13 years, we tried, because, you know, the idea was that, he was going to use her for papers. He was going to blah. And then they stopped saying that. But in everything anyway, you know, a man can take a lot of things. But when it gets to that infidelity and all of that stuff, you know, you begin to feel like, what if your party issue on allejo as you collate it all on here? So between me that you are there, you know that that tiger that will never eat a stale meat. That's who I am. And then all we just have to care about now is you know, the kids, and then me eating my breakfast on the side. So don't worry, I'll be fine. It's been like that for months, and I've still been very much here. I just thought that when people send me messages asking about another, you know, people will actually really do send their gifts to her, to the children and all that. So it won't make any sense to keep that away from you. So everything else, right? Just respect. I don't even know if I can tell you respect my family and all that, because that is up to me. So before we round it up, right? Yesterday in the Israeli parliament, there were members of the Israeli parliament who decided to add their own voice into the advocacy for Biafra. It was quite, you know, very, very much beautiful, because those who are the IPOB members who are present in the gallery, they were like there on the gallery while the session was going on. So they got their recognition, and afterward, one of them spoke to camera just to tell us what really happened inside that, what do you call it, inside their chamber. Yeah, it's quite long. Well,
hello, everyone.
Sorry about that. They were not speaking English in the parliament, so they were actually speaking Hebrew or something. But here is somebody who can tell you how that happened. The message to Mazi Namdekanu, who was also very much mentioned in that conversation.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom, first of all, our leader, Mazi Namdekanu. I hope that you will be happy to see this video, because we are doing it with our heart. Everything that we are doing is for Biafra and for you. Big emotion to you from our hearts. Me and my coordinator here, Mazi Victor General. Today we made history in Israel. After 56 years, the Knesset, which is the Israeli parliament, spoke about Biafra, spoke about the humanitarian situation in Biafra, spoke about the situation, spoke about their killings, the massacres, and how there is urgent need, how much there is an urgent need for Israel to step forward because of values of life that we cherish and share so much, to step forward and defend all Biafrans. also from this Nigerian
modern machine.
Exactly. Yeah. And the person who spoke for us was the Minister of Welfare, Mr. Jacob Mergi. And he was wonderful. When he spoke, the way he spoke with passion, I was too emotional. I even cried because it was really too emotional the way he spoke. And then our Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, she stood up.
It was wonderful.
She was okay also, and she spoke about the empathy that the Israeli government has for the situation in Biafra, and she urged the Knesset members to do another discussion. Even at her office, they will decide on which committee they will take our case, so that we will work. We will have working groups just for Biafra, to promote the situation of Biafra, to promote it forward. Who knows? Maybe it will lead to freedom very soon. So this is for you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and for the people of Biafra, from here, from the Knesset, me, Rachel Mosu, and Mazi Obilo, Victor Uchena Obilo, our coordinator. We thank God, we thank Elohim for this day, for this history.
So that is what it is. There is nothing I need to add. She has said it all. Today is a wonderful day. History in the making. Before now, there is nothing whatsoever of this nature that has happened in Knesset today that is taking place. It is a big knot that we cracked. And I want to thank Chico Kadema, and at the same time I want to thank this woman. And I'm also thanking the wonderful woman in the office. Her name is Heidi Moses. She's the one.
She's the one that
is pushing us. She's our vehicle right now, and we are enjoying the ride. So I
always say that I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied, and I'm pushing her more and more and more. At the end, the chairman of the parliament even called Nazi Obiro's name, and he stood up to say hi to the parliament members. So we are recognized. This is something else. We are recognized officially and constantly. IPOB is officially recognized at the Israeli parliament. This is something very huge, very, very huge. So you people must know that we are on the right way.
And the Speaker of the Knesset.
And the Speaker of the Knesset himself ran to sign some members just for Biafra, sign on the document, on this special document for this urgent agenda. He saw a special letter that he received, and this letter just made him to jump from his chair, and he himself went from a parliament member to another and gave them documents to sign, and this is how we are here today making this history.
We want to thank Michael Biton.
We want to thank also the Knesset member, Michael Biton,
Limor Son HaMelech,
and Meir Cohen, who stood beside us, together with us, and they will still supporting us, and they will still go with us to every working group.
And Jacob Mergi.
And also specifically and especially to Minister of Welfare, Mr. Jacob Mergi. Thank you very much from the bottom of our heart. All hail Biafra, all hail Israel, all hail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all hail Mrs. Heidi Moses.
Let me add a little bit. This names that you just mentioned, in case I'm not, I will say she's speaking for me. I agree with every single thing that she's saying, but I want to extend my greeting to you and to every other person that we did not mention their name.
Also to Jonathan, your assistant.
Thank you.
Jonathan Segev. And Noi Bitush. Yes, and you, Mama Rachel, what you do here, Mama Biafra? You're running, you come every week. You're running like a 30 years young woman. I want to be in your age like you. She's amazing. Thank you, Victor. Victor Obilo.
Thank you to all of you that are doing it.
We're doing that together. We are in the Judaism. You say Israel Aravim Ze Lazeh. It's not Israel a guarantee for only for Jews. No, for everyone.
I understand it, but I'm not the kind of person that picks
how will I say, gratitude or
Gratitude.
I want it at the end of it, or whatever I can take, I take. But for now, it is you.
Thank you.
And she said that maybe in the end we will be lobbyists like her too.
Yeah, could be. I'll prepare you for your job, and you'll fight.
Oh, you do I call. Oh, Mary, Abakare, Mama Daora, Ulapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Ulapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Ulapuri Mary Nandi bo onye du aimo o meri woni nizu mbiro ya Abakare mamanda ora una buri meri Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una buri meri Nandi.
Thank you very much. And also, it goes without saying, the clip released by Isaac Fayoshe. Last week, he was trending for wrong reason when he decided to use a blanket statement on the rest of the Igbos, when he called the Igbos just money oriented or something like that. That with money, the Igbos will probably do anything. The context for that statement, okay, is simply because of the city boys of these big Cubanas and the rest of them, right? So he was reacting to that, and he decided to paint all the Igbos with one brush, that they were doing it for money, and that's something is noticed. Similarly, rather than for the political class in Igbo land to demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they would rather just go to Abuja to go and get appointments, money, contract, and all of that. So that backfired. So a lot of people decided to take him to the cleaners until yesterday when he decided to do another apology video. I don't know if this works, but you should hear it. Mind you, have you liked the broadcast yet? I'm just reminding you in case if you are already trying to check out. Don't forget to like the broadcast, okay? Like it, share it, and watch this.
I want to thank our royal father from the eastern part of Nigeria for looking at our president in the eye and demand for Nnamdi release from Sokoto prison. Thank you so much. Last week, all of you are bashing me. So you generalize. I am here to say sorry for generalizing that all Igbos are cash and carry. Some, not all. I take it back with all due respect. And I'm thanking our royal father for looking at the president in the eye and say, if Igbowo can be free, then Sunday too should be Nnamdi too should be free. Now the game is balanced. They use what they have, the Yorubas, the Kabiesis, they use what they have to talk to the president, and they cleared Igbowo. Now the royal fathers from the east too are now coming together and saying, release our own brother too. So the conference and the working relationship can be sweet together. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, our royal father. Igwe, God bless you, sir. God bless you so much. And all the Igbos that are offended last week by my videos about the Igbos, cash and carry is not all. Few are cash and carry. And now our royal fathers are now correcting it by demanding for our brother release. So I'm now happy can see my video is helping, is waking others up. God bless Nigeria. Today, the Muslims will be fasting. Christians will be fasting Lent. They use religion to divide us. But the universe brought this fasting this year to the same day, to the same time. All we need in our country is not so much religion. All we need is love and unity to move ahead, to change our country, to demand for our rights, and to demand from our leaders, to make our leaders accountable. All we need is love. The Muslims are fasting, the Christians are fasting. Universe has brought us together to fast at the same time. Let us use this fasting to reflect on the whole country, on how we want to go.
Don't worry. Everybody will be all right. Even Kalu was in the mosque preaching, including asking you Nigerians to forgive him his sins. Because this is the month that people should be moving closer to God, Ramadan. Okay? So people should move closer to God, and they should forgive sins and ask God to forgive their sins. And you Nigerians should also forgive Kalu. Do you know that Kalu cannot recite Surah Al-Fatiha? Okay. In case if you are doubting me. African Wahala. No, African Wahala. Alhaji Wahab. Is Alhaji Wahab here? Alhaji Wahab. Or anybody here who probably would like to place a bet. Kalu cannot recite, what do you call it? Fatiha, Surah Al-Fatiha. I will come back to that. Kalu.
The start date, Ramadan, we know the teaching that it brings to us. Oh, we understand, but I must reiterate the principal reasons are to get closer to God, to do goodness to people, to share love and faith, to forgive sins. I say, if I sin, forgive me as Nigerians. We know the teaching that it brings to us all. We understand, but I must reiterate the principal reasons are to get to be closer to God, to do goodness to people, to share love and faith, to forgive sins. May Allah continue to be with us. Amen. Guide our country. Amen. Defeat terrorism in our nation. Amen. Defeat all acts of banditry in this country. Amen. For us as Muslims, we need to continue to have that spirit of goodwill and commitment to nation building for not only for next 30 days, but beyond that.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. That's Kalu. Alhaji Kalu. Alhaji Tinubu. Chief Tinubu. That's what Peter Obi calls him, Chief Tinubu. So when they planned the coup to remove Tinubu last year, October, yeah, and then they arrested the coup plotters. So initially they were 18 in number, but the number has grown to over 40 now of those who planned the coup to remove Tinubu. It also includes one Alpha in Zaria. They gave him 2 million naira to pray for the success of the coup. So the coup failed. They arrested him and others. They were in court yesterday, briefly. So the reason was because somebody sent him 2 million naira to do prayer for them. And when they arrested the coup plotters, they saw the transfer to them, prayer for success of the coup. 2 million naira. Imagine doing 2 million naira prayer to take over government of a country. Like, you didn't do anything, though. The coup plotters, that's how they are far. They are far from Zaria. That is how he is going to become one of these biggest Islamic scholar in Nigeria, because he is the one that did the prayer for the coup plotters, even though he did nothing. But the coup plotters will say his prayer worked. He's a very strong prayer man. We got to that stage that we wanted to shoot Tinubu like this. The gun just stopped. Just brought out this thing that the Alpha gave us. Fire him again. Do you get that? All those fabu stories, right? All those fables, right? That would have been the story. But unfortunately, it didn't work. So right now, he's explaining what role the 2 million naira prayer money was to really play in the coup. And others were there to give him solidarity by saying, how can they arrest him because of 2 million naira? He's just an alpha. Eh? Why would they just arrest him? Because everybody could come to you for prayer. So, really? National security. All right, in Sokoto, where the Lakurawa, ISWAP, and the rest of them are running amok, here is their governor, okay, empowering the citizens for the next 30 days Ramadan. It is in Sokoto that I have seen them budgeted money for feeding people during Ramadan, and it runs into billions of naira. No joke. But here is your governor, your federal allocation at work.
àsìkò òǹgbẹ lọ́tún lọ́sì ẹ̀mí ò sì káàrẹ̀ Jagaban Karim àsìkò.
Ramadan Karim, Barika Ramadan, Barika de Ramadan, like Obi said. So I wish everybody currently fasting, either the Lent fasting or the Ramadan fasting, all the best. I'm going to see you another time. Remember, do not leave without liking the broadcast. So like it, share it. I will see you another time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone. And it's going to be a good night from here. Odaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjọ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.